A lot of YouTubers have been claiming that Rell Seas is releasing this year, but none of them really know. And there's been some hints and some clues to show us that Rell Seas will not be releasing this year. I mean, how much times are these YouTubers gonna say, Rell Seas is closer than you think, Rell Seas is releasing soon? Before you all get tired of it, come on guys. They don't know when Rell Seas is releasing. This is probably the 4th time they've said, Rell Seas is releasing soon. But Rell Seas probably won't release until 2026, and here's why. The latest news we have about Rell Seas is in Not Movie 3, and the most important part I'm going to be talking about right now is in the Yap session, where they were kind of annoying when they sped it up and put a loud, super loud, like, snoring audio over it. I really don't understand why they did that, because that was the parts we all wanted to hear. But if you didn't already slow it down, or watch the video about it slowed down, I'm gonna break it down for you guys. So they started off talking about when closed testing will be. Well, the fact that they didn't tell us about when closed testing will be, because they said that if they did tell us when closed testing would be, that the community might get mad at them. And that does tell me one thing. It's the fact that closed testing is not even close to being near. And if you don't know, the game can't release until they're completely done with closed testing, because this is how they get rid of all the bugs and stuff, and like how they test the game for a full release. So if the community might get mad at them telling them when closed testing is going to be, that's basically just telling us that closed testing might be a month or 2 away. Now, even if they did start a bunch of rounds of closed testing right now, they would still have to patch out a bunch of bugs like they said in the Yap session. Or how they said there's a lot of bugs they want to patch out before they release, because they don't want to release a buggy game. And we can all respect them for this. We don't want to play a buggy game. But development takes a lot of time. And if there's a lot of bugs the testers do run into, then that will push back the development of the game by a couple months at least. They've also talked about how they're preparing updates for 1 to 3 years into the future after the game's release. So they're preparing updates for 1 to 3 years in the future before the game even releases. Now, that is kind of respectable, you know, you don't want the game to become dry and just like have no content prepared whatsoever for the future. Maybe we'll get even like monthly updates after the game released. That would keep the hype for the game and, you know, keep the high player count every single month. Because imagine if Rell Seas, you wait for 4 years for Rell Seas and it doesn't receive an update for like 6 months, and then the update is like, oh, 1 new island to a game that already has 100 different islands across 4 different seas. You would feel kind of disappointed. So I get where they're coming from, preparing for 1 to 3 years of updates, but this also means they're spending time and resources, like they probably have a team of people working on future updates while they're still working on getting the game released. So they are spending time and resources on that could be used right now on just getting the game out before 2026. Because they said they do want to have the game out by 2025. And a lot of people are theorizing that Rell Seas will release in December, in time for winter break. Because the majority of the Roblox player base is kids. And kids on winter break are going to want to play the game that just released, Rell Seas. And a lot of high schoolers also get winter break, so, you know, this is also a huge majority of people that play Roblox and people that are going to be playing Rell Seas. They have all winter break to play Rell Seas. You know they're going to play it, and that's going to be the perfect time to release. That's why a lot of people think that Rell Seas is going to release in December of 2025 on winter break, right before 2026. So even if it's not 2026, it's still super close. And this is what I'm personally hoping for. Now, before we continue on, I want to ask you to subscribe. I'm trying to become Rell Seas' biggest fisherman. I'm going to start that by doing it right now. What's that Lincoln quote? If you give me 6 hours to catch a fish, I'll spend the first 5 hours casting my rod or whatever. Just subscribe. Now, once again, in the Yap session, they did say how they do want to release the game before 2026 in 2025. But then again, this also wouldn't be the first time they said that they're planning on releasing a game in a couple months, and then it gets hit with another delay. So they could release the game in 2025, but there is always a chance for a delay. Now, I do want to ask you guys not to be mad at the Rell brothers if there is another delay, guys. Like, I mean, just look at how much better the game has gotten over the years. Like, just look at how much better this looks. Like, I remember when Movie 2 released, everyone was clowning it. The game looked buggy. The game looked like it wasn't as polished as people thought it would be. But in Not Movie 3, the game just looks amazing. And all the sneaks we've been getting over the years, the game just looks absolutely wonderful. I'm not a glazer, guys. I'm not a glazer, though. But yeah, the game just looks so much better compared to a couple years ago. It's insane. So if they do delay it, it's obviously going to be for a good reason, to make a better game. Another thing they did say in this sped up part of the video is how they could delay the game for another year and just like release the game with all 6 of the seas. But they're like, oh, we know nobody's going to like that. We know people don't want to wait another year. But the fact that it's even like going through their mind that they could wait another year and then like just work on the game even more is kind of concerning, because that shouldn't really be an option. If I had to guess, the reason they're saying this is because they're behind schedule and they want to get like the community to be like, oh, at least we're not waiting another full year, but it's only like going to be like half a year, and like half a year from now is going to be 2026. So I'm guessing that they're a little bit behind schedule and they don't want to guarantee a 2025 release. Like, through everything they said, they didn't say, oh, we guarantee it's going to release in 2025. They said, we're planning on it, or we hope, or it should release in 2025. I don't see a 2026 release, but they never guarantee that it's going to release in 2025. So I think what they're doing is they're like kind of like setting up the community like, hey, we do want it to be released in 2025, but we are a little bit behind schedule, so it may release 2026. Who knows? So from the fact that they haven't really guaranteed a 2025 release, even though that's what a lot of YouTubers are saying, 100% guaranteed, 100% 2025 release, they never actually guaranteed it. They said, we're hoping for, or we're planning on releasing it, kind of like they did in December of 2024. They said, it should be released in December of 2024. They never guaranteed it, and that's why you can't really get mad at them. They said, we're planning on it, but they had to make the game better. So if they feel like they need to make the game better, then even one thing that they want to make so much better, they're gonna delay the game until 2026. But like I said, nobody really knows. I'm hoping for a 2025 release. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think it's gonna release this year, or do you think they're gonna have us wait another year or so? Yeah, also, if you liked the video, like and subscribe. It really helped me out a ton. I'm trying to get to 350 subscribers. I'm really close, guys. Trust me, I'm really close to 350. But yeah, comment down below what you guys think. Like the video and subscribe. And yeah, also check out this video if you want to see more of my content, and I'll see you next time.